A taxi driver picked up a beautiful woman. He never thought she would pay him that way. In 2006, the man was driving and doing his regular job. He was about to finish his shift when he noticed a beautiful woman calling him and waving at him from afar. So he approached her and decided to pick her up anyway. "Hello, where do you want to go, madam?" the Uber driver asked. The woman told him that she needed to go to her home in Miraflores, but she did not have enough money to pay him. The driver answered, "Look, no problem. I'll pick you up and when you get home you can pay me." The woman happily agreed and quickly got in the car. It's rare to see women walking in the streets of downtown Lima alone. The place here gets very dangerous at night, the man told her as he was driving. The woman replied, "I was at a party, but the one who was supposed to accompany me didn't come." The man listened and understood. Silence filled the air for a while. The driver wanted to check on his client, so he looked in the rearview mirror. The look on her face was so strange. She looked earnest and mysterious, so the man decided not to bother her or ask her about anything. When he arrived at the destination, the woman got out of the car and said, "Please wait here, I'll bring you the money. It won't take long, it'll only take 5 minutes." The taxi driver told her there was no problem. It was 15 minutes since the woman got off the car and the driver started to worry, so he decided to wait another 5 minutes. Still, no one appeared yet. He had no choice but to get out of the car and knock on her door. Soon after, an old man opened the door and said, "Yes, what do you want?" The taxi driver replied, "Well, I brought a young woman from downtown Lima to this house. She told me she was going to get the money to pay me and entered from this door." The older man seemed very confused and told him that no young woman was living with him. The taxi driver, stunned and a little annoyed, replied, "Listen, I need my money. I don't believe anything you say to me. I hope she didn't fool me. I have children to feed and I need my money now." The old man repeated that there was no young woman in his house and that he can even prove it to him. He told the driver that he could enter the house and see for himself that there was no woman there. Looking through the door, the taxi driver noticed that there was a painting on the wall. He said, "It's the woman that I picked up from the station. She should be here. Call her to give me my money. I want to leave now." Then the old man was petrified and said, "Impossible. She's my daughter and she died 10 years ago in a traffic accident in central Lima." The man who carried her was terrified and outraged. He couldn't believe it. "How could that be? I saw her come in here. I spoke to her," the driver said in disbelief. He immediately went inside and searched the whole house for her, even under the bed and in the closet. However, there was no one else in the house except for the old man. He said, "I can't believe it. She was at the station. She told me to take her home and that she'd pay me because she didn't have any money." The older man answered, crying, "Listen, young man, my daughter died in 1996. Run over by a drunk man, and since that day, I always wonder why she didn't take a taxi. I live with this pain every day. If she hadn't walked home, that horrible accident would never have happened. But now I understand everything. She didn't have the money to come back and maybe no one helped her." The taxi driver was shocked and wanted nothing but to leave the house. The last thing he saw while driving away was the older man crying and looking at a picture of his daughter. The man told us that he had stopped working as a taxi driver for almost a year. After getting psychological treatment and therapy, he managed to go out to work again. I remember the young woman's face very well. I remember how she talked to me. Whenever I pass by the street where I picked her up, I feel a chill down my spine. I never imagined that she would pay me that way and leave me a lifelong shock. I still can't believe what happened on that gloomy night. The truth is that she probably used me to communicate with her father because he never understood why his daughter decided to go home walking on the morning of October 1996. There is no doubt that this is a terrifying and extraordinary experience. No one can explain what actually happened. What about you guys? What would you do if something similar happened to you? Let us know what you think about this in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.